Good morning, this is Kim Watson. Welcome to this Friday's Outlook. So, before I get on too much about the markets, I should remind you it is the last day of the month. We may see some more volatility as we go through the day with positioning of traders, particularly around about 4 o'clock time as we get the Friday fix. We'll see how things shape up there. But today, well, we're already seeing quite a bit of movement. Now, I've just put up here the dollar index first, and as you can see, it's well on its way south. Just next point of possible target. I not often support as well, but support and target may be the rising monthly 100 moving average. So just watch out for that. But on that subject, if we switch across to the euro, which is a large part of that US dollar, and we can just see that the euro is currently banging into it, or just pushing through a little bit that 100. Monthly 100. Now that is the second tape for that. It's also on the larger time trend line. It's just breaking through that trend line. However you draw it, it's broken through it at this stage, and we could be seeing further upside from that point. But we'll see how things materialize through the day. As I said, be wary of any end of month flows. However, well, I want to stand in the front of this euro at the moment. It's from a daily perspective, it's been pushing up pretty solidly. We've only had one down day this week, but in the main, it's been pushing up and solid as it's been. As I said yesterday, we cannot rule out further upside on the euro, and well, retracements generally give us those opportunities to get long. Yesterday it was just a breakout of the trend line there, gave it an opportunity. It looked like it had sold off quite a bit in the morning there, but shaped up quite nicely, tested the lower trend line there, and bounced off that quite well, and then solid from that point onwards as it pushed through later in the afternoon, and it's continued to do so. Yes, there's some divergence sitting around on this 60-minute at the moment. It may, just as I say, as we've got an untouched daily pivot, we may see some action today, so just be aware. The pound, let's have a look at the pound then. Again, solidly bullish. I mean, if I come out to the bigger picture on here, you can see it's broken through some key levels before. There is a trend line that's running above it from the two highs that you can just see near term here. Trend line, that trend line would be running just above where price is at the moment, so that too could run into some resistance at some point. But so long as it's moving on is my theory. Retracements do give opportunities to buy on the pound and the euro. Haven't seen much in the way of retracements on the pound. In fact, this week it's had a solid old week, and at this stage, well, there's nothing much more to mention other than admire the good work effectively. But it's retracements might come, as I say, as we run through the day. It may give opportunities later. They may be short-lived opportunities, but they may be there. Again, it's really just watching out for trends, trend line breaks for me on this market at the moment. But where we're sitting, yes, it's likely to be a bit more divergence if it runs into its daily R1. But I need to see clear reversals to be looking at the opposite side of the market, which could come. But as I've done before, I've sat and waited for retracements rather than being sitting there trying to trade it the other way, and it may be just worth holding fire. Okay, dollar yen just pretty much same sort of situation, selling off here. It's into its monthly S2 now, so it has a bit of support where it's sitting, but elsewhere, just looking, it's just sort of been lower highs, lower lows, pretty free fall. This current 4-hourly bar is nearly finished. It's going to be a little old bullish harami, so well, maybe it will have a little correction, but again, any sort of larger corrections to me become opportunities just to wait for the trend break and continuation moves. So patience probably with a lot of these currencies at the moment, because they have moved so far. Aussie dollar again breaking out there above yesterday's highs, continuing this run to the upside. I mean, we are seeing pretty much all round dollar weakness. I think there might be one exception, we'll have a look in a minute. But again, divergence sitting across the tops here. So plenty of divergences around the highs of where they've moved up through the Asian session. These little retraces have probably been partial calls, so just by the calculations of the indicator. So I would wait patiently really before I try jumping on board any of these moves. Canadian dollar, it's the odd one out. The Canadian dollar, we saw quite a shove back yesterday. It's as I said, dollar weakness apart from certainly weak a bounce it scored there. Oil's come off yesterday, I believe, a little bit. Consolidated where we're sitting here, but maybe this is one of the softer one, or certainly is the softer one, and maybe there's if it breaks the trend across the high there and starts moving up, it may catch a bid on the US dollar, may do well there. Okay, oil, just following on from that then. So oil did tip down yesterday, brought all the way back to that daily 50, and this is there we go. So the really sold off there, and that's brought the softened that Canadian dollar. Okay, where to with oil at the moment? Well, it could be looking to break to the upside here a little bit and recover some of this sell-off from yesterday. Game of the flows at the moment. I mean, it's the wrong time of the day to be trading oil for me at the moment. It's much more speculative at this time of day without the solid volumes coming through, but it does look a little bit like it's going to break this trend and start moving up. But as I say, it's very speculative at this time of the morning. It'd be worth looking at what's happening later in the day, but even so, I've been steering clear a little bit more about it with oil rather, and for good reason. I mean, we've seen a lot of this choppy action over the last few days, even week or so. Okay, gold, let's just look at it on a 60-minute if we can. Here we go, for those doomsayers. Again, it's pushed up, back up and back towards those sort of double top that we've got sitting there, solid old double top at 1980. Good year 1980, as I seem to remember. Oh, there you go, it's just been broken. As soon as I'm speaking here, it's flying up though. Good surge up there. There we go. How quick it can move up a few dollars at the moment. It has may just come back off that area as it's done so. You're quite quickly reacting to the selling coming into that area. Any consolidation around here and a further attempt may see it run up to that 2,000 limit, but as I say, it could be a funny old Friday today. That's that, and finally the S&Ps. S&Ps, well, weird old day yesterday. They did end up slightly down after being quite a bit down there. Late-ish rally coming through. So I'll just pop through there. So late-ish rally pushing through, post-market data helping that. But then, well, we're looking like it's ball flaggy sort of on this short term and could continue through there. There is, I don't think it really matters what the dollar does too much. There's this bounce in at the moment on this market, and it's continuing. So that's pretty much it today. News-wise, just to I should have gone through the actual news out today. Aside of the monthly flows to watch for, we do have a bit of flash inflation coming out through Europe. We've already seen the more larger states, German rather, minus 1.6, better than expected, rather than the 3% there. That was retail sales. So it's seen some positive. There's lots of positiveness in European data, so that's helped this continued push overnight. Still got some GDP figures. It's just Spanish, it's Italian. The overall flash inflation data there at 10 o'clock due out, and then we got later on is lots of what's normally low key data. Whether any of that will actually cause any ripples, we'll see. But we do have the Canadian GDP at 130. Never a massive mover, but it might be a bit more significant in the current state of play. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. Have a great day. I'm away next week, so just to bear in mind. So if you're sitting there waiting for one of these to pop out next week, it won't be coming from me. Have a great one. Bye for now.